The best Batman we've ever had. Why Alan Ritchson would make a perfect Batman for the DCU, explained by Reacher co-star. Reacher actor Roberto Montesinos makes the case for Alan Ritchson's casting as Batman in James Gunn's DCU, possibly in The Brave and the Bold. Andy Muschietti's The Brave and the Bold is set to introduce the DCU's Batman for the first time in live action after The Dark Knight's brief cameo in Creature Commandos. So far, little is known about the DCU's Batman, from who's going to play the hero to which version of his iconic batsuit he'll wear in his debut movie. Yet fan castings abound, among which stand out Batman candidates such as Jensen Ackles, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Alan Ritchson. What would he bring to that role? First of all, his work ethic, his research, his command of a character. For example, in Lee Child's books, when you're reading the book, Reacher walks into a room, and there are 3 pages of thought, everything that he's clocking. How do you do that without those words? He does it with his face, with his eyes. And he said to me once, every movement of your eye indicates to the audience a new thought. So, he would kill Batman. Why did Tom Cruise pick Reacher? Because he was so well written and so complex in stillness. Batman's the same kind of thing. He's very stoic. He's got a mask. I think he would be the best Batman we've ever had. We've had some good ones, but I think he would be the best Batman we've ever had. A big argument in favor of Alan Ritchson's Batman casting is his towering physique. Not only is Ritchson 6'3", but he's also packed with muscle. This is a huge change between Tom Cruise and Alan Ritchson's portrayals that was very well received by fans when Ritchson was cast in the Amazon series. However, Ritchson's physicality is only the basis for his remarkable acting chops. While Jack Reacher is a stoic hero who rarely struggles to beat up criminals, he isn't a cold-hearted, emotionless machine the likes of the Terminator or RoboCop. Reacher's understated emotions are a tricky aspect for any actor, and Alan Ritchson captures them with ease. As Roberto Montesinos accurately describes, Jack Reacher shares these qualities with Batman. Batman may be one of the most clearly stoic characters in DC Comics lore, but also one of the most complex, emotionally speaking. While crime fighting does satisfy Bruce Wayne's personal thirst for justice, he doesn't just beat up criminals out of sheer pleasure. Batman displays a wide range of emotions in an understated manner as well, and usually he does it while wearing a mask with white eyes. Alan Ritchson has already perfected this aspect of the character thanks to his Jack Reacher performance. Our take on Alan Ritchson's Reacher co-star's comments. Although Reacher's Alan Ritchson is a particularly strong candidate for the role of Batman in James Gunn's DCU, The Brave and the Bold's Batman casting announcement may still be far away, as The Brave and the Bold script isn't finished yet. Batman's DCU casting choice might also be unexpected. It wouldn't be the first time Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson weren't the top fan castings for their respective movies, yet all of them gathered their own fan base. At this point, nothing is set in stone. In a dimly lit corner of a Toronto soundstage, in between takes for the upcoming season of Reacher, co-star Maria Sten leans back in her chair, eyes lighting up at a now familiar question. Could Alan Ritchson really be the next Batman? She doesn't even hesitate. Honestly, she says, smirking, he'd be the best Batman we've ever had. Period. It's a bold claim, especially in a cinematic legacy that includes Christian Bale's gritty realism, Michael Keaton's stoic mystery, and Robert Pattinson's brooding detective noir. But after 2 blockbuster seasons of Reacher, fans and insiders alike are whispering a theory louder and louder. Alan Ritchson isn't just a great action star. He's the Batman we didn't know we needed. Built like the Bat. First, the obvious. Ritchson's physicality is nothing short of bat-worthy. At 6'3" and over 230 pounds of sculpted steel, he's a real-life monolith, exactly the kind of imposing figure Bruce Wayne would need to be to haunt the underworld of Gotham. In Reacher, Ritchson brings that presence to life with every scene, radiating both danger and control. As his Reacher co-star Sten puts it, Alan doesn't just walk into a room. He dominates it. When he's in character, he has this stillness. It's calm, but it's also terrifying. That's exactly how Batman should be. He doesn't have to say much to be the most dangerous person in the room. Ritchson's action credentials are rock solid. He performs many of his own stunts, delivers bone-crunching fight scenes with balletic precision, and still manages to make it all look effortless. The way he moves in Reacher, deliberate, calculating, but always one step ahead, feels tailor-made for the Caped Crusader's methodical crime-fighting style. A voice that commands. Then there's that voice. Ritchson's gravel-tone baritone in Reacher has already drawn comparisons to iconic Batman past. But it's not just growl for growl's sake. It's how he modulates it, low and intimidating when he's hunting down villains, calm and reassuring when protecting the innocent. It's not hard to imagine that same voice uttering the words, "I'm Batman." Sten laughs at the suggestion. Oh, he already says it to us on set. Usually as a joke. But the scary part? When he says it, you kind of believe him. The mind behind the mask. But Batman isn't just brawn. He's arguably the smartest hero in the DC universe, part detective, part tactician, and 100% psychologically complex. Ritchson, with his background as both an actor and filmmaker, has consistently shown an intellectual depth that makes him more than just an action figure. In Reacher, his portrayal balances physical intensity with sharp intelligence. His Reacher isn't just muscles and menace, he's constantly analyzing, deducing, and staying 5 steps ahead of his enemies. Ritchson brings the kind of cerebral edge that would be essential to playing a Batman who's more than just a symbol. He's the world's greatest detective. A tormented soul beneath the armor. Sten nods seriously when asked about the emotional layers Ritchson brings to his roles. People see Alan as this superhero type. But the truth is, he brings so much vulnerability to his characters. There's always something brewing under the surface, pain, loss, purpose. That's what makes him perfect for Batman. It's a sentiment echoed by fans. In interviews, Ritchson has been candid about his own mental health struggles, his complex journey through Hollywood, and his desire to bring authenticity to every role he plays. Bruce Wayne's trauma isn't just set dressing, it is the engine behind the cowl. To play him convincingly, an actor needs to understand the fine line between vengeance and redemption. Ritchson, in many ways, has lived that emotional duality. A fresh take for a new DCU. With James Gunn and Peter Safran steering the new DC universe, the hunt for a definitive Batman in their brave and the bold adaptation is ongoing. The studio is reportedly searching for someone who can embody both the paternal presence of Bruce Wayne and the primal fear of Batman. Ritchson, at 40, hits that sweet spot, mature enough to be believable as Damian Wayne's father, but still in his prime as a cinematic action lead. And let's not forget, he's no stranger to DC. Ritchson previously portrayed Aquaman in Smallville and Hawk in Titans, 2 roles that, while smaller, laid the groundwork for his potential Bat ascent. It would be a full circle moment for both the actor and the fans who followed his evolution. Final word from a co-star. Maria Sten chuckles when asked if she'd join him in Gotham. If Alan's Batman, I'll play Oracle, Catwoman, Alfred, whatever gets me in the Batcave. He just is that guy. People love him as Reacher because he's got this quiet intensity, this strength. But I've seen what he's capable of emotionally too. You give him the cowl, and I swear he'll redefine the role. Fans are already imagining it. A Batman who can break bones and hearts in the same scene, who commands the screen without needing a spotlight. A Batman